Welcome again. I want to show you something very interesting. I know you have been waiting for it. That is dashboards. Dashboards are very critical in every BI software. And in this case, we have an easier way of creating dashboards. Unlike in Tableau, where we created different worksheets, in this case, we can just create all our visualization in this view, save it and publish it for future reference, or to share it with the organization. Let's start by creating something called a text box, and we'll call this the sales superstars report. I think that's it. And we can change the format. We can increase this to, let's say, 36. We can center, we can change all these details to match our specification. Superstar. There you go. We can change even the color. Let's work with, which is the most common. Let's work with red. And that's it for the title. Let's compress it up there. Then you'll notice that we can also change the background and effects. Let's change the background to have something bluish, and increase the transparency to something like that. In dashboards, it's also advisable to use the numbers at the top. I will use the new card to add these numbers. We want to have the total sales. We also want to have the total profit, items sold, and a discount awarded to the customers. There we have a very nice looking. Then we format this to a specification. Let's rename this to total sales. We can just double click this and say total profit, and double click this and say total items sold. Then we double click on this and say awarded, and there we go. You'll notice those are the titles changed. We'll move to the shape. Let's say we want this to be rounded and have the same color as the title. Let's make this a different font. Let's bold that, and let's reduce the size to that, and let's center. Now they look better. Let's also format the layout. The orientation is okay. The card and the general. Let's change the effects to, let's say, a bluish color. The background, and increase its opacity. Let us show the borders and the shadows to make it look more appealing. We don't need the others. I would also like to check the call out and make sure everything is okay. Displayed units are okay, and make sure these are in 2 decimal places. They look better now. We can also work text wrap, but that's not important. Let's see the labels. Let's change even the color. Let's make it black, and should be above, and maybe increase. Nope. Let's have it as 14. That it can fit, and let's select a brighter color for the let's say like that. It's not bluish. Let's have a purplish color. That helps. That's it for the how do we call this? That's it for the cards. I would also like to add some editing here, and let's change the background, something bright. That let's have that. looks better, so that we can see back there and make sure everything fits as it should be. And let's now work with charts. I want to have chart showing the sales by segment. Let's also change that. And we also want to show the regions. We have the shoot through button. We can decrease this to, let's say, up to that point, and have it up to that point, introduce this to up to that point. And let's also format the chart. We want to change, let's say, even the background, but let's work with white at the moment. Let's change the bar, and for each of the colors we have that, and we have that. Then we can say we want the lowest form of this chart, west be represented by that, then east by the central by that, then the other region by that, and the final region by this. And there we go. It's well represented. And then we can drill back and activate the drill down button. And now we can see different charts. We can drill through here and see the charts. Let's reduce these. Let's reduce this to, let us reduce this to, let's say, up to that point. Let's have that up to that point, and add a new chart that shows sales by, we have sales by shipment modes. We want to just show the sales and make this a pie chart. We have a nice pie chart. Let's fit it very well there, nice and easy. Then we can also have a funnel chart showing the sales by state. And then let's filter these. Let's filter these to top N. Let's use the top N filter, and say we want the top, let's say top 5, or we can work with top 10 of the states, and the value we are filtering with is the state. Apply this, and we'll have the 10 states. For the formatting, let's just have the color and use the gradient to apply apply that. And there we go. We have a nice chart, and place it somewhere here. There we go. We have different regions, sales by regions. Let's make sure this fits very well. Yeah. Then notice we have to drill through this to remove some of the selections. And we can also add a line chart. Let's have a line chart at the bottom. A line chart showing the sales and the order date. Order date is somewhere at the top, and we want this to show the so we drill up to that point. We can have that and have the specific settings that we want. We have to activate these, and there we go. We have a nice chart. And let's add the profit. We will add the profit. We'll have the 2 lines and make it an area chart. It looks better that way. And what else can we add at this point? We can add more information like the map. Let's have the map. Okay, let's have the states. Let's make this a field map and sets. Under the map, we will change the map setting, control. Let's go to general, let's go to effect. The fill color, let's change this, sorry about that. And we'll use the gradient, and we want the cells. Something odd here happening. Yeah, we have the cells, we have the sum, we have the lowest, and let's work with this. No, that, the light one, that. Let's then work with that. and work with at the end. Let's apply this, and there we go. Our map is very nice. We can now select each of the stage and see the cells. We have also a very nice map. Let's also work with this, and I want to remove this. To do that, I can decrease the size. Sorry about that. I want to decrease the size of our cards up to that point. It looks good. Then we record a gauge, and let's work with the profit ratio, and we can format these. The colors, the color of the target should be that. The gauge axis, target labels, no, we don't want that. The title effect and the gauge axis, the minimum should be 0. Then let's have the maximum should be 0.2, 0.2, 0.25. Then let's have the target as 0.18, 0.2. Let's actually have this at 0.3. That's it. That's it for our gauge. Let's format it and fix it somewhere here. There we go. We can edit this further and change the background to something that remotely matches. Now we have the gauge. Let's see, we can change the color to something that pops. We can have that, and format is the title and center the title, something like that. So actually the map can be zoomed as you wish, and you'll notice now these changes for each value, and all these values can change. The good thing is we can always view our report using the focus mode, and the focus mode lets us have a better look at our data because it may be a little bit crowded in the report. And that's it for map. After working on your report, it's advisable to save this regularly, and also after completing your report, you can publish this. And let's select this, and there we go. It's publishing. Already have. Let's repress that. We'll open this to see what it looks like. Let's cancel that. I'll give it a moment, and we might need to log in. There we have our report, and we can click on any of these, and the values changes, and we can further share these with specific members of the organization. That's how our Power BI report looks like. And notice that you can play around with this, make a few changes here and there, use different visual representation of the data, and try to make it more appealing. Good thing is Power BI is highly customizable, and we can create a very beautiful and very detailed chart. But we look this later on in our live sessions and the capstone project.